Today's quiz problem involved a function where point average is a function of the hours per week that a student studies. Okay, so we're going to let T stand for the number of hours per week. We're going to let Y be the point average. The information given was first that f of 30 equals 3.6. Now that means that y is going to equal 30 when t equals 3.6, because when t equals 30. I think I said that wrong. That y is going to equal 3.6, the value of the function, when the clock time t, or the hours per week t is 30. So we can sketch that in the graph easily enough. Here's the point where the hours per week, the time spent studying is 30 hours, and the point average is 3.6. So it's fairly easy to interpret the statement f of 30 equals 3.6. Again, if we wanted to make a statement, we'd say something to the effect that 30 hours per week implies a point average of 3.6. And that's the meaning of the statement f of 30 equals 3.6. Now what about the statement f prime of 12 equals 16, 0.16? We can indicate this information on the graph at t equals 12. We want to say that f prime is 16. Now f prime is the slope of the graph, not 16 but 0.16. And we indicate the slope of the graph at a point by the slope of the tangent line. So we indicate that the tangent line has a slope of 16 at the t equals 12 point. And what does this mean? Well, this means that at t equals 12, at the point where a student is studying 12 hours per week, then additional hours, which are going to be delta t's, horizontal runs, will result in an average of 0.16 point increase in the point average for every hour. That is, if the run is 1, the rise is going to be 0.16, and that means that a 1 hour increase in study time, in weekly study time, gives us a 0.16 increase in the point average. So we might state this as follows. If we're studying 12 hours per week, then each additional hour adds approximately 0.16 points to the average. But we note that this only holds near clock time t equals 12. As we move away from clock time t equals 12, we see that the slope of the graph, and therefore the increase in point average per hour of additional study, is apparently decreasing. We especially see that as decreasing because we also have information. Instead of f prime of 12 equals 0.16, there's another bit of information that said f prime of 25 is 0.03. So we see that the slope decreases to 0.03. Now we don't know how high the graph is at any of these points. I've merely drawn a curve that has the characteristic of decreasing slope so that we can make a certain amount of sense out of the picture. So again, our interpretation of f prime is that delta y over delta t stands for change in point average divided by the change in the number of hours per week. And we again note that those rates of change, the 0.16 at clock time, or at the 12 hour per week study time, doesn't last forever. It probably keeps decreasing steadily. By the time we get to 0.25 hours per week, we're down to a 0.03 increase in point average per additional hour.